Hey everyone, it's Dominique from Blogging My Undies, and technically it's 12:35 at night, which means it's a Saturday, which means you're getting another video. So the reason why I'm making a video, and Milo's mad because he wants me to go to bed. Oh well. Anyway, the reason why I'm making another video is because A, the kids are asleep, and B, I could kill my husband. I admit that willingly, and Milo can too. Without fail, every time my husband travels, something happens. And by something, I don't mean, he tripped, he fell, he broke his arm, knock on wood, nothing like that. Just in terms of his traveling plans, something always happens. There was a time that, several times, where his flights have been cancelled, his flights have been rerouted. Even moving to Finland, our flight was rerouted, and we ended up missing our flight from New York to Finland. So yeah, so flight cancellations, missing buses, getting stuck in a long lineup, it's always something. And then I think it was a couple years ago where something serious happened. He was already going through the process of missing flights, canceling flights, whatever, everything was rescheduled on him. And then he had to catch the very last train out of London to get to wherever he had to go in the UK. And that train ended up getting cancelled because someone jumped in front of it and committed suicide. And I have no experience with this, and it's not funny at all. I have no experience with this whatsoever, but I mean, poor Hubster, he was having a crappy day already, and then that happened. And it was just crap timing, he was having a sour day to begin with, the cancellation of flights because there weren't enough people to board the plane in Finland, between our city and Helsinki, and then going forward. So he was just having a really bad day, and then to have, the last train of the night be cancelled because someone had jumped in front of it was just too much for him. So he ended up spending the night in London, and then the next morning taking the next train out. Apparently it's quite messy business. They have to do a lot of investigating, and yeah, it's just really not great. And oh, right. When I was pregnant with M-Girl, we went to Wales, and on our way back from this work conference, we went with him, me and the boys, and on the way back, he ended up not paying attention to the time or even checking our schedule before leaving, and we showed up 10 minutes after the gates closed. That was a true test of our relationship, I'd have to say. I know people joke around, like, give someone slow internet and see what they're really like, or, go to IKEA and test out the relationship that way and see which one buckles first. But for me, that was, I think, the biggest screw up the Hubster could do. And I was incredibly mad at him because we had so many diapers left, we had so much money left because I booked everything, and planned everything to a T. We had like 2 diapers each for the kids, and the next cheap flights through Ryanair from the UK, I think that was Gatwick Airport, from Gatwick to Finland was like in 2 days after. And of course the airport didn't have our kid-sized diapers, especially the V-Mans, so that was a no-go. But anyway, we got out of there. So the reason why I'm bringing up my husband's crappy luck with traveling is because it struck again, of course. I filmed a couple days ago at the bus stop expressing my stress and concern about traveling through Paris to get to the US for his conference. Well, apparently I didn't have to worry about that because he did make it very smoothly, although in a rush. He said in his text message, "I am never ducking going to fly through Paris again." Nothing against you Paris folk, but apparently the airport system is horrible. We've been through it together as a family once. What happened was when his plane touched down, he had 4 minutes to run to the other side of the airport, check in, and board his plane. Yeah, so he wasn't a happy camper. He didn't even have time to use the bathroom, nothing. So, bit frustrating for him. And then, but, the thing is, he made it. So I figured, okay, we're in the green. And then he sent me a message, like, okay, I arrived, I'm in the US, it's all good, I'm heading to the hotel. So I'm like, okay, fantastic. Nothing bad happened. Fantastic. We might make it through this whole trip to and from without any problems. Yeah, so I was wrong. Milo's expressing how wrong I am. Very, very wrong. So this is how wrong I was. The Hubster sends me a text message. It says, hi, can you find someone to borrow 500 euros from? Because apparently his hotel room was reserved but not yet paid for by the university he works for. And typically, the last few conferences he's gone to, it has been booked. Usually, yeah. Like 95% of the time, it's usually been booked in advance and paid for in advance as well. So by the time that he sends me this message, it's already like after 11:30 at night. So I'm here cranking out messages, copying and pasting to all of my friends that I think might have 500 euros to spare, given the holidays and given the fact that it's a Friday night. No luck. So then I was about to call folks in Canada, see if I could borrow money that way. But then it might be that they might not accept it unless the owner of the credit card, calls in. So I posted it on Facebook, our dilemma, on my personal page, and thankfully someone who will remain anonymous, Magic Person was able to chip in and help us out, and the university will reimburse my husband and will obviously pay the person back, before that happens on payday at the end of the month. But still, it's just like, what could possibly go wrong after this? I mean, knock on wood. Please knock on wood for me and cross your fingers, your toes, and whatever, because I can't handle this. Like, I honestly can't let my husband go past our city line because something always happens. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. And here's hoping the kids sleep in and the dogs sleep in and they don't puke in the bed like they did last night. I mean, my coping mechanism for when the husband's out of town, I have ice cream. I have so much Ben & Jerry's, and so far I haven't opened it once at all. And I feel like I should, but I've already brushed my teeth, so you know what I mean. Once you brush your teeth, there's no going back. Anyway, I'm off to bed. As you can see, it's bedtime. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. And please let me know if you have a crazy, poor luck traveling friend or family member. I'm dying to know. My husband can't be the only person in Europe with this horrible luck. Cheers.